proceed.
So yes, I ended up buying one of these mostly because of the hilarious name. Now, I'm not going to even say this out loud in case I get cancelled for it, but apparently 211 is the California code for robbery in progress, so make of this name what you will. But yeah, this is one of EKOL's latest blank firers, and the build quality of it actually seems really good, but I'm having a typical thing where now I've got a brand new blank fire and I've attempted to shoot it, you get a lot of failures to feed because I guess the spring is either too sensitive or, like, you know, too stiff in the magazine. The extractors on these also aren't brilliant. That seems to be, failure to extract seems to be one of the big problems with these, although, again, I think sometimes that's just because the mag is pushing with a stupid amount of force the next round in before that round's had a chance to clear. Because weirdly, my automatic EKOL is the one that seems to be the most reliable. And again, it didn't seem to be more reliable holding it like that for comedic purposes than holding it the proper way up. So I actually don't know what this is based on. Maybe an American can tell me. Again, the handle sort of shape and everything reminds me a bit of a Walther P99, but it's got the double action, single action trigger there, rather than it being an internal sort of striker. Now, so you've got your mag release there. Obviously, I've got some rounds still loaded into the mag, so I'm not going to, you know, load that in and shoot them unless I'm doing, you know, that with a properly sort of cleared thing, even though it's a blank gun. So you've got iron sights on it again, which are pointless, but it's good for a training aid, I guess. You can attach a laser sight to the bottom of that if you want to. There you go, that's the mag while looking up. You've got an ambidextrous safety, which is quite nice on this one, which I've never seen on a blank firer before. And there's obviously a slide release. Sort of slide catch, slide release. So what I'm going to do now, I can't really do it while holding the camera. You'll see there is the actual thing for taking this apart. So what's interesting with this one, if I do that, that takes the slide sort of lock off, whatever you want to call it, for actually taking the gun apart. Unlike most of my other blank firers, that's actually a really nice simple system. You basically, you know, just twist that down and then you can take it apart once the magazine's out. Whereas on a lot of the blank firers, you have to, you know, some of them are designed like the gun they're actually copying, but some just have really annoying, you know, systems where you're meant to be able to do it without a screwdriver, but you end up needing one to keep enough tension on the part or whatever. So anyway, let me pull the slide off now. Okay, so there's the slide, got a good bit of weight to this. Most of these bits I think are zinc free on these guns, because again, as they're blank firers, they're designed so you literally can't put live rounds into them, like we've said before with all of these. So you've got your spring there, which probably has a gas block connector at the bottom. Yeah, there we go. So obviously that's all of the firing mechanism there that I've just taken apart. So obviously this system cradles into there. That's your spring. That is part of the catch, because I've taken the entire slide off, isn't it? Yep. So they all lock in together there. So yeah, but although I was still getting a failure to feed, this seems to have a much higher quality sort of feeding ramp on this one compared to a load of the other blank guns I've looked at before. So that's the interesting thing. Obviously, plugged barrel. This bit, the plastic bit, is just a decorative plug. The main barrel, after you get to about here in the barrel, basically all of this bit of the barrel is just going to be a solid bit of metal inside. As I've said before, the design of these, and that's why they actually have the barrel connected to the, you know, like handgun receiver, if you want to call it that. The body of the handgun is because they're designed so it's really hard to take these out and put a new barrel in. So, yeah, this is, it seems actually quite a decent quality, but again, the name is the bit that I find really weird, because it's, they've given it a name like that, despite the fact it's probably the best quality of the handguns they've built so far, EKOL. At least the ones for the UK market. Again, some of the failures I think you always get to either feed or extract on these is because of the venting system. If they were proper forward venting handguns, I think that would work much better. But obviously the recoil is managed in different ways. So you can see that's a side vent there, because UK things have to be side or top venting. They can't vent, you know, from the end of the barrel, unless it's done in a very clever, specific way. Because I've seen some guns have a thing where there's like a tube underneath the barrel and diverts just at the sides there, which is technically legal, but a lot of guns don't do it. So yes, the EKOL November India Golf 211. Not going to shorten that word for obvious reasons. It seems a very good blank firer. It's just, like I said, annoyingly, until I break it in a bit, it's going to and I'm not going to make a buck breaking joke there, until I break it in a bit, it's going to have problems, I think, mostly with the mag, because after you load and shoot these mags a fair bit, they seem to, you know, the spring tensions seem to work themselves out a bit, where, you know, one of those bits of spring isn't stronger than another spring that, you know, stops it either extracting properly or feeding too fast or whatever. So yeah, my initial review of this, although it has the typical problems of a blank firer that, you know, you can't really get around with UK laws, it actually seems quite nice. Just, again, why did they give it that name? Right, let's see if it feeds properly the correct way up. That's still a stovepipe. Yeah, it doesn't seem to be feeding very well to begin with. Might be a bad spring or whatever, don't know.